Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Extreme Reunion. This is the final part, and our main event is still to come. Tommy Dreamer has helped Chris Jericho, and now they team up in this Extreme Rules main event against two of the members of the NWO, R-Truth and Shawn Michaels. Jericho has been denied an Intercontinental title rematch by the Commissioner, and tonight he hopes to get some sort of revenge over the NWO as a whole, with the heart and soul of ECW in tow as well. But up next is a matchup pitting two ECW originals against each other. This matchup epitomizes Extreme, because it's for the Hardcore Championship. And about to make his way to the ring, Raven. Raven has not had a good couple of weeks as of late. He lost to Bray Wyatt at the Royal Rumble in a spectacular no-holds-barred matchup, and then this past week on Metal lost to Jeff Hardy. And among other things, he was also nearly assaulted by Wyatt, but obviously, as we saw earlier tonight, Wyatt took his frustrations out on Hardy, but that's a different story. Right now, however, Raven is looking to regain the Hardcore title he lost several months ago. And he's going to try and take it from the new Hardcore champion, the Sandman. And the Sandman, there he is, he's making his way in the crowd. Last week defeated Mr. Anderson to win that championship. And also this past week on Metal had a tough time. He was hunted down by the NWO, but we're going to get to that in a moment on why his shoulder is taped up. But nevertheless, he is out here and he is injured, but he's defending the Hardcore title nonetheless. Well, this is what happened this past week. The Sandman was beaten down by the NWO in the supermarket. They found him, 24/7 rule was in effect. And then Randy Orton came and blindsided him, threw a bottle on him and stamped on his shoulder. And then essentially just left him there lying in the supermarket in the booze aisle after stamping on his shoulder, and that is why he's got it taped up here tonight. And now the Sandman ready to defend his title, and these fans are certainly ready to see this. And as I mentioned before, both of these men from ECW heavyweight champions, and they can see, goes after him, and now Raven goes right after him. And remember, this is fast count anywhere, and the 24/7 rule is still technically in effect. And now you can see the Sandman. Obviously, he suffered from the 24/7 rule this past week when he was assaulted. However, he's still the champion. And we heard what he had to say earlier tonight. What are you going to do, Randy Orton, when you got to face the likes of me? Orton obviously took exception to the fact that the Sandman is not really as great a wrestler, you could argue. Well, in fact, it's pretty much a fact. The Sandman will admit it himself. He's not as good as a wrestler as Randy Orton. However, he can fight, and that is why he's the Hardcore champion. As he goes right after Raven now, sends him into the corner after delivering a massive leg drop on the barricade. And now Raven goes after the Sandman, and there you see the Bulldog to the Sandman. And you got to believe that Randy Orton is watching this somewhere. After all, last week he went face to face with the Sandman after an abysmal night of his own at the Royal Rumble. And now you can see with that camera equipment here at ringside, first uses the cable to choke out the Sandman, and then using that boombox right across the back. And now Raven with the steel chair right off the head of the Sandman, and ignoring all rules of concussion safety that time, hitting it right across his head. And now Raven sends him off the ropes and back down into a drop toe hold onto that chair. Raven now, he is a former three-time Hardcore champion, and there's a reason why tonight he looks to become a four-time Hardcore champion. And the Sandman holding his face at the moment as Raven goes after that wooden pallet and delivers it right off the face, and I'm surprised he's able to hold it, quite frankly. And what isn't under that ring, you can use anything to your effect, but remember, fast count anywhere, and essentially anything goes. And now Raven sees his prey. He's on the second rope, but the leg sweep by the Sandman. And Raven goes back first into that wooden pallet. He may have seriously injured himself there. And there's a kendo stick, Singapore cane shot, for good measure even. And now the Sandman going after Raven, trying to get back into this, injured shoulder and all. And now he's going for that White Russian leg sweep that he used to defeat Mr. Anderson last week. But now Raven clobbers him, and both men once again go to the outside. In amongst our audience, it seems, Raven has Sandman held by the head. And what's he planning on doing on that barricade? He's in a prime position, but now the Sandman jumps up, I don't like the looks of this. And oh my! And he's disappeared into a crowd. The White Russian leg sweep into this crowd. And now the Sandman pins him on the outside in the audience and retains his NLW Hardcore Championship. My God, what a spectacular move to end this matchup. A White Russian leg sweep into our audience. And somebody might want to check on Raven. He looks seriously injured. In fact, I think he may have been quite injured after that leg sweep onto the pallet. However, we're going to take a look back at what happened, maybe where he might have been seriously injured at the start. Well, here we go, the Sandman leg sweeping him, and that's not where you want to land on wood. Nevertheless, then he was clobbered out of the ring. Raven looked to go for something, but then it wasn't to be, because the Sandman capitalized and delivered the White Russian leg sweep into the crowd. And look at Raven, he hasn't even stood up yet. He's seriously, I think he even landed on some of those steps that are in the audience, and that's a shame. The EMT's working on him, but now the Sandman in the ring. Is he going to address Randy Orton here?
Oh, what ticks me off when somebody comes out here and tries to take credit for my work. A lot of guys call themselves hardcore. You see him coming out to the ring with barbed wire wrapped around him. I was the first man to take down these ropes and put up barbed wire and have a match in between them. I was the first man to wrap barbed wire around a baseball bat and crush somebody's head with it. I was the first man to wrap barbed wire around my body and jump off the top of a steel cage through a table on somebody. You think you're hardcore? Well, you're talking to the king of extreme. How's it feel to be hunted? I ain't leaving until you get out this ring.
Well, the Sandman making a statement. He's standing his ground and he wants Randy Orton. And after Randy Orton questioned the Sandman's legitimacy as a champion in this company, now Orton's going to come out here and he's going to get his... hang on, from behind! The RKO! And the Sandman was paying attention to the entranceway, and Randy Orton snuck through this audience, and Orton's sneaking up behind him. And that RKO, and he wants to continue to do damage to his shoulder. Oh, what the hell is this? For God's sake, he's got the Sandman's arm wrapped in that chair. What's he planning on doing here? Oh my God! Get that man out of this ring and out of this city, for God's sake! Randy Orton just crushed the Sandman's arm and shoulder in that steel. He may have completely torn it off the bone at this point. Randy Orton is vicious. And his pure jealousy is what it is. He's never held a title here in NLW, and he's jealous of the fact that the Sandman can come in and win the Hardcore Championship. When he has his own issues, he's got his own rivalries to keep him preoccupied, and he's just, my God, he's so insecure that it comes out in this flurry of anger and violence, and Randy Orton just decimates his shoulder. Well, you want to talk about decimation? Up next, going to be a hell of a contest. It's going to get extreme. It is Tommy Dreamer teaming up with Chris Jericho to take on Michaels and R-Truth of the NWO. It's our main event, and it's coming up right up next. It's the final pay-per-view stop on the road to WrestleMania, and it is Havoc, and it's coming your way live January 9th in the new year. And what a match card it's already shaping up to be. We've seen here at Extreme Reunion how rivalries even have heated up, and one of them is Rob Van Dam and Austin Aries. Van Dam on this past week's Metal challenged Aries to an X Division title matchup, and now it's been made official. Van Dam, with a measure of revenge on CM Punk earlier tonight, sending a message to Aries. And now another matchup which pits a lot of anger and animosity at each other is Bray Wyatt and Jeff Hardy. Bray Wyatt gave Jeff Hardy a gift, and that gift was his head in a bag. But they go one-on-one at Havoc, and speaking of massive matchups, this one has also just been announced. Finn Balor makes his NLW one-on-one debut, and it is against the undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted Kurt Angle. Can Balor end the unbeaten run of Angle at Havoc? And this one, my God, I wouldn't want to be R-Truth right now. He's got to defend that Intercontinental Championship per orders from the Board of Directors, and it's going to be against Kane. And not only that, it's a buried alive matchup. R-Truth goes one-on-one with Kane in that matchup. And of course this, the second time ever, it's a Elimination Chamber match. It's 3-on-3, the NWO versus Undertaker, Triple H and Sting. And you'll notice, we don't actually know which members of the NWO are competing in that matchup because the commissioner saw Money the Wars on that one earlier tonight. And our main event, of course, it is the 30-minute Iron Man match between AJ Styles and CM Punk. Arguably the two best wrestlers in the world today go one-on-one for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's all that and more at Havoc, and Havoc's then, but up soon. In fact, it's going to be Sting against R-Truth, and this time it's a Miracle on 34th Street Fight. The Christmas special of Metal comes your way. Not its usual start time on Wednesday, this time Metal comes your way Saturday, December the 19th for Metal, the Christmas special. And Christmas aside, this match is not going to be pretty. It is not going to be Christmassy. This is going to be extreme. You might want to put your kids to bed because this one is going to get brutal. This is our main event here tonight for Extreme Reunion, live in New York City in the Hammerstein Ballroom. And throughout tonight, this place has been amazing. However, this is our main event, and the NWO make their way to the ring as a team. R-Truth, the Intercontinental Champion, who has to defend that title against Kane in a buried alive match at Havoc. And he is teaming up with essentially the newest member of the NWO in Shawn Michaels. Michaels is going to be in that Elimination Chamber matchup with, well, at least we think so, because we heard what the commissioner said earlier tonight. Nobody's spot in the NWO is safe. However, tonight with a win, these two could definitely cement themselves in the NWO, but one man who is looking to stop that is this guy, Y2J, Chris Jericho. Earlier tonight, at the start of this broadcast, came out and confronted the commissioner and almost demanded his entitled rematch, which, let's be fair, he is entitled to an Intercontinental Championship rematch after he lost it to R-Truth at the Royal Rumble. But instead, the commissioner said he would give him his rematch, but just not tonight. Instead, Chris Jericho is going to have to contend with taking on R-Truth and Shawn Michaels. But he's not alone. There's another man in his crusade. And that man is the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. And Tommy Dreamer, earlier tonight, was quick to come to the aid of Chris Jericho. Triple H had been escorted out the building, and to my knowledge, he has not been let back in, so he is not a factor in this main event. However, The Undertaker and Sting and Kane all interfered in the NWO's matchup earlier tonight, and that led to them losing the tag team titles to the Young Bucks. My oh my, it's been a great night here tonight. And now you can see Tommy Dreamer basking in the glory. But this is more important than glory for the moment. This is our main event, this is Extreme Rules, and the NWO have so many enemies, and they've made two more. And tonight, Chris Jericho and Tommy Dreamer, both former ECW alumni, looking to take down the NWO for themselves. After all, the NWO are going to be in the Elimination Chamber at Havoc, but which three members will it be? There's only three members I think it could be, but you heard what the commissioner said. He could add more members, he could take members away. So he's really putting R-Truth on and Shawn Michaels on edge, and of course the former tag team champions, Nash and the Big Show, on edge. But is that going to be a good strategy? You can see R-Truth holding Chris Jericho as Shawn Michaels works on Tommy Dreamer in the ring, and now it looks as if the NWO have control. No disqualifications, and it's working well, but not for the NWO anymore. Shawn Michaels gets backdropped onto that ladder by Chris Jericho. And now, the Intercontinental Champion in to try and take him out. Look at that, whirly-bird with that ladder, and Tommy Dreamer almost got hit in the melee. And now Tommy directing traffic. He grabs Shawn Michaels, and Jericho's climbing that ladder. And what is he going to do here? Jericho wants to hit a high-flying move from the top, but there's R-Truth to push him off the ladder and send him to the canvas. And now Jericho is down, but Tommy Dreamer, he's up and not anymore. He is taken down with that back suplex, and now that cookie sheet right off the bat. There are no disqualifications. You can use any weapon you want in this matchup. This is Extreme Rules. And now you can see the scissors kick to the man he defeated for the Intercontinental Championship. And now, look at the NWO. Like a well-oiled machine, in fact. Working on Dreamer. And now you can see Shawn Michaels telling R-Truth what he wants to do. But here comes Jericho. Lionsault on the ladder, but there is Shawn Michaels to break up that pin. And it could have very well been over early. And now Shawn Michaels beating the hell out of Jericho here with some vicious punches. And you can see Shawn Michaels now. You can see the way that he's much more confident than he has been as of late. And that is because he knows that the commissioner orchestrated the fact that the security team in this arena led Triple H out of the building at the start of the night. There's a kendo stick trying to get back into this, but a super kick of his own. R-Truth taking out Dreamer. And what is R-Truth? Oh my god. That's a ball of barbed wire. That is a ball of barbed wire. And DDT onto it. Good grief. R-Truth. DDT and oh my god, and he's drawn blood as well. And that barbed wire ball using effectively, and now Jericho sent off the steps. And look at this. Look at the viciousness of R-Truth. That's why he's Intercontinental Champion, among other reasons. Vicious. Raking that barbed wire across the face of Tommy Dreamer, and now Shawn Michaels actually has a board of barbed wire. Tommy Dreamer bleeding profusely, and that barbed wire board sticking to him. The NWO with a double team, and now R-Truth has that barbed wire board in the corner. And now look at this. The assault continues on the ECW original, and Tommy Dreamer, born and raised just a couple blocks down in Yonkers, is being beaten down by the NWO and his hometown fans. But here is Chris Jericho with that barbed wire bat to even the score, and oh my! Well, getting a taste of his own medicine, sent into the barbed wire board with that bat. And now you can see what Chris Jericho set up outside. That's another barbed wire board, and what a shot to Shawn Michaels. And Michaels, oh my lord! Uppercut with the barbed wire and crashes to the floor. I agree, this is, oh my lord. And the barbed wire, good grief, it's just sticking to him. It's disgusting. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Well, we'll take a look back at this. This one got ugly in a hurry. Shawn Michaels sent through the barbed wire table, and this may very well be the opportunity that Chris Jericho and Tommy Dreamer need. Here at and for God's sake, well, I should have known the other two members of the NWO, the men who lost the tag team titles earlier tonight to the Young Bucks, and now they're assaulting Jericho with a chokeslam through the table. And now, really irritating this crowd as well as me, and a knockout blow delivered to Tommy Dreamer and Nash in the Big Show, helping the NWO. But here are the men who cost them the tag team titles earlier tonight. Here comes Kane, here comes Sting, here comes the Phenom, the Undertaker. And now they're all, hang on, well, they're assaulting Nash in the Big Show, but everybody's down except, what the hell's the commissioner doing out here? Oh, and don't tell me it's going to end like this. Commissioner dragging R-Truth on top. Oh, hang on. What now? What? The lights are going out. I can't see it. Oh my god! Arabian face buster. That's Sabu. That is Sabu. What the hell is he doing here? Oh my lord! Moonsault! And just assaulting the commissioner here! And Sabu coming to the aid of everybody and trying to take out the NWO, and he just laid out some thumbtacks as well. I can't believe it! ECW original Sabu! And a springboard again! Sabu takes out everyone! Sabu laying waste to the competition out here, and everybody, it's a crime investigation it looks like out here. Bodies piled on top of each other. Well, Sabu takes care of the commissioner in fact, and then dives onto the mass of humanity outside. My God. Dream's in the ring, but sweeps in music. And Michaels, look at him. How the hell is he still standing? Oh, and a code breaker. And now Jericho may need to capitalise on this now. It's now on Evan, pal. You gotta do it some... Oh, hang on. What in God's name? That's Seth freaking Rollins! Oh my God, what's he doing here? Oh my Lord, a curb stomp! Curb stomp onto the thumbtacks!
1, 2,
R-Truth goes into the cover! And the NWO! The NWO have won, and... What in the hell is he doing out here? What is he doing assault? Well... Did the NWO even know what's just happened? Seth freaking Rollins, what is he doing here in NLW? Well, we'll take a look back at how this match ended. It was a code breaker. Jericho could have easily won it there. However, then out of nowhere, there came Seth Rollins to deliver that devastating curb stomp to Chris Jericho, and if that wasn't enough, just curb stomping the head in of Tommy Dreamer, and not only that, right onto the thumbtacks. The blood is still pouring from his head. Rollins is gone. He's just gone off, and I don't even know if the NWO realised what's just happened. The commissioner is knocked out. R-Truth helping him to the back, and now you can see Shawn Michaels there as well. And now Chris Jericho and Tommy Dreamer couldn't stop the NWO. The Undertaker, Sting, and Kane and Triple H, that's what they're going to have to contend with inside the Elimination Chamber at Havoc. The NWO continue their streak.